Hi, my name is Jeremiah Schurr, and this is my SQ3R study strategy presentation. So what is the SQ3R strategy? The SQ3R strategy is an organized structure of 5 steps, which is surveying, questioning, reading, reciting, and reviewing. The SQ3R encourages the use of metacognitive monitoring and act processing, which necessitates deep thought for more complex academic information. It was designed to enhance the comprehension and retention of academic material. This was also developed by Francis P. Robinson in 1941. So what are the steps of the SQ3R strategy? First is surveying, which is to skim headings, subheadings, summaries, and visuals to gain an overview of the material that you will be learning. The next is questioning, which is to transform headings into questions to establish a reading purpose and promote active engagement through your studies. And next is the 3 R's. First is reading, which is to read the text thoroughly to answer the questions, focusing on understanding main ideas and supporting details. The next is reciting, to summarize or verbally recall key points without referring to the text to reinforce memory and coding. The next is reviewing, which is to revisit the material, consolidate notes and check comprehension to make sure that you're organized and you have clean notes to go back to. And what does this all lead to? It leads to a deeper understanding of intricate academic material, which increases focus, comprehension, retention, organization, and also self-monitoring. So what are the self-applications of SQ3R that I used? I used it in studying and learning for ME 118. Uh, what I learned was remembering formulas, doing formula analysis, and also doing model building. I studied for a midterm, I did quizzes, and I'm also studying for my upcoming final. And from this quote, it says, "You're breaking the task of reading an entire textbook chapter down into small units." And for this quote was perfect because it's exactly what our professor asked of us. He wants us to understand each formula and what each component means so that we could, be efficient and also get some good grades. So is the SQ3R beneficial to learning and studying practices? I believe it is beneficial just because uh, for me, it helped me increase my comprehension, gave me a more structured learning environment, and also allowed me to track my self-improvement along the way. Some drawbacks I noticed were it is very time consuming, but as this quote below says, because of this, you may want to save SQ3R for more difficult textbooks. And going on from that, my personal results from SQ3R this summer. So I wanted to compare it back to winter, where I almost failed this ME2 class. My quiz average was at 62%. My midterm performance was 46%. And then now going to a harder ME class, my quiz average is now at 95%, and midterm performance was a little bit better at 58%. So what is my evaluation of the SQ3R strategy for future use? I want to adapt the SQ3R strategy through its surveying, questioning, and reciting. I believe that through these 3 actions and strategies, it was very helpful for me learning equations, formulas, and especially, thinking back during the midterm, like what formulas do I have to use? The reciting helped, the questioning helped, the surveying definitely helped what the main goal for the problem is. For revising, I want to revise in the future the reading and reviewing for the SQ3R. I believe it is just a little too time consuming for me, so my strategy in the future is to switch to the P2R strategy. Uh, get those 10 chunks in instead. And then for my execution, what I will do, I want to cut back on easy sections, really focus on the reciting and questioning of, what's my purpose behind these like more tough sections in the textbook. I want to be consistent with each subject. I want to adapt the strategies in the future going on from quarter to quarter from now on. And I want to end off on one last quote. It is average readers require 4 to 14 exposures to a word before it becomes a sight word, whereas students with learning disabilities may need up to 40 exposures. So either you have a disability or, you're an average reader, it is always important to, make sure you recite to yourself, get those repetitions in so that you can remember and stay prepared for future academic challenges. All right, that is all, and thank you guys for watching.